tennis world rarely pauses, but every so often a performance forces everyone to look up and reassess what they think they know. In Abu Dhabi, under the sharp white lights of a modern hard court, and in front of an audience that gradually sensed something unusual unfolding, Alex Eala stepped into one of those defining moments. This was not a highlight reel built around a single stunning rally or a lucky upset later, explained away by fatigue or poor conditions. This was a documentary-level story, shaped carefully by preparation, measurable numbers, psychological discipline, and a quiet but growing belief that rankings do not always define reality on a tennis court. Coming into the Abu Dhabi Open, the narrative appeared straightforward on the surface. A world-class veteran, ranked comfortably inside the top 30, experienced in Grand Slam rounds and pressure-filled situations, was drawn against a lower-ranked challenger positioned around 45. On paper, the matchup suggested a routine early-round encounter, the kind that rarely dominates headlines. In reality, it became the opening chapter of a much bigger conversation, one about generational change, the rise of Asian tennis, and the emergence of a player whose game had matured faster than many outside the inner circle expected. Abu Dhabi itself has grown into a symbol of modern tennis ambition, with purpose-built facilities, a fast hard-court surface, and an audience that understands both entertainment and elite-level sport. The setting plays a role in shaping outcomes. These conditions matter. They reward clean ball striking, fast reactions, sharp footwork, and tactical clarity. From the first warm-up exchanges, it was evident that Alex Eala felt at ease. Her movement flowed naturally with the speed of the court, and her timing suggested weeks of structured preparation rather than a rushed adjustment. The early games immediately set the tone. Instead of easing into the match, Alex played with intent from the opening point. Her first serve percentage stood out almost instantly. Throughout the 2026 season leading into this event, her serving numbers had quietly improved, particularly in moments of pressure. In Abu Dhabi, those improvements translated into visible control. She was not chasing points or reacting defensively, she was constructing them with purpose. Every comfortable hold of serve sent a subtle but clear message across the net. This would not be a nervous underdog performance. The opponent, ranked number 29 in the world, brought exactly what the statistics predicted: heavy ground strokes, deep and consistent returns, and the calm composure of a player shaped by multiple Grand Slam battles. For many younger players, this is the stage where hesitation appears. Against experience, they rush decisions or overhit. Alex did the opposite. She absorbed pace, redirected it intelligently, and trusted her patterns. This counterpunching style, often misunderstood as purely defensive, revealed its true nature. It was aggressive patience, built on discipline rather than fear. One of the defining features of the match was shot selection. Alex's flat ground strokes stayed low and penetrated through the court, denying her opponent time to reset. On a hard surface, this is a decisive weapon. The ball does not sit up, it skids forward, forcing rushed responses. Her down-the-line backhand became a recurring headline within the match itself. Each time the rally settled into a cross-court exchange, the threat of that sudden change of direction hovered. It forced errors, short replies, and growing discomfort on the other side of the net. Statistically, the breakpoint moments told the deeper story. Break efficiency often separates competitive losses from statement victories. In Abu Dhabi, Alex converted when it mattered most. The numbers reflected composure rather than risk, calm routines, deliberate decisions, and no unnecessary gambles. Analysts watching courtside pointed out how little her body language shifted regardless of the scoreline. Whether serving at 15 all or facing break point, the tempo remained steady and controlled. As the first set progressed, the atmosphere in the stadium began to change. What started as polite interest transformed into focused attention. This was no longer about rankings or expectations. It became about execution. Alex closed the opening set with authority, not through a single spectacular moment, but through sustained pressure. A missed return here, a forced error there, and slowly the scoreboard told a story few had predicted before the match began. The second set introduced the real test. Experienced players respond. Adjustments come faster, and pressure increases. The higher-ranked opponent began targeting Alex's forehand more aggressively, stepping inside the baseline to take time away and disrupt rhythm. This phase of the match revealed another layer of Alex's development. Instead of retreating or becoming passive, she responded with variation. Changes in ball height and depth slowed the pace just enough to regain control. Heavy cross-court shots pushed her opponent back, reopening space for the backhand dagger that had already done damage earlier. From a documentary perspective, this is where preparation becomes visible. These moments are rarely improvised. They are rehearsed solutions built through analysis and repetition. Alex's team had clearly studied patterns, tendencies, and statistical vulnerabilities. When the opponent tried to speed up the rallies, Alex slowed them down. When angles appeared, she attacked decisively, without hesitation. The hard-court advantage cannot be overstated. Historically, Alex's strongest performances have come on faster surfaces. In Abu Dhabi, the court amplified her strengths. Her movement appeared efficient, her recovery steps sharp and economical. Court coverage metrics tracked during the match placed her performance at a level comparable to top 20 players. This was no longer potential waiting to be unlocked. This was present reality unfolding in real time. The closing games carried a sense of inevitability. The veteran fought, as expected, drawing on experience and resilience, but the momentum had shifted too far. Alex served out the match in straight sets, 6-4, 6-3, with the confidence of a player who expected to win rather than hope to survive. There were no dramatic celebrations, only a controlled acknowledgement of what had been achieved. But the story did not end with singles. In doubles, Alex carried the same clarity and energy. Often overlooked in tournament narratives, doubles success reveals adaptability, awareness, and instinct. Partnered strategically, she played a key role in an upset that further energized her campaign. Confidence in tennis is cumulative, and Abu Dhabi showed how quickly it can build once momentum takes hold. Beyond the numbers and results, this performance carried broader meaning. Asian tennis has long searched for consistent representation at the highest levels. Breakthrough moments arrive, but sustaining them is the real challenge. Alex's performance in Abu Dhabi suggested something different. This was not chaos or luck. It was structure meeting opportunity. Media coverage following the match reflected that shift. Analysts spoke less about age and more about trajectory. Discussions focused on mental strength, an evolving serve, and a growing willingness to dictate play against elite opposition. Words like fearless appeared repeatedly, not as exaggeration, but as observation grounded in evidence. Reaching the quarterfinals placed Alex at a familiar crossroads for rising players. Momentum creates expectation. Expectation creates pressure. How a player responds defines careers. What Abu Dhabi demonstrated was readiness, not certainty, not guarantees, but readiness to belong at this level. In the broader context of the 2026 season, this match will stand as a reference point, a moment when data aligned with performance, when preparation met opportunity, when a player once described as promising began to be described as genuinely dangerous. For Abu Dhabi, it validated its growing place on the global tennis map. For fans, it reinforced why early-round matches matter. And for Alex Eala, it marked another step in a story still being written, one built not on noise or hype, but on results, discipline, and belief.